So good morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel and to another What I Eat in a Day. So today is going to be all healthy food with a little zing. These winter months make me want to eat really comforting food, but it can also get really boring to eat soup or stew every day. So we're going to take a break from those types of foods and still eat things that are really going to be delicious, comforting, and healthy. And to start with, I'm going to have my favorite breakfast as of late, which is steel-cut oatmeal. And this is such a good one if you head off to work pretty early and you don't have time to cook something. I know the idea of making eggs every day for me has always been very unpalatable. I just don't really feel like eating or making that. But this is really delicious and comforting, and it does keep you full for a very long time. So if you have the kind of job where the ability to take a lunch break or take one at a consistent time is kind of difficult, this would be the breakfast for you. So I made it this weekend, and here it is. It looks pretty horrible once it's cold and in the fridge because it goes kind of gelatinous, but it's exactly that quality that actually makes it so good for your digestive system. So I'm going to heat it up in this bowl, and it's not actually the bowl that I'm going to eat it out of because I like to eat oatmeal out of my grandmother's gold trim bowls, but those cannot go in the microwave. What I do to heat it up is I add maybe about a tablespoon of this cereal cream, which is really half and half by another name, and I like that it adds a little bit of richness. And then I'm gonna add a little splash of water as well, probably about a tablespoon. So here I have my oatmeal, and now we're gonna decorate it. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more, half and half, just around the rim, because I like to mix it in while I eat. I don't eat it pretty, I always mix it together. But we gotta get that pretty Instagram worthy shot. So these are actually Korean strawberries. I know, so bougie, but I have an H Mart near me, and they're expensive, but they're not more expensive than regular strawberries this time of year. But I found that they actually taste good, like they have that red running right through. So I'm gonna do strawberries in the middle. This is getting very 4th of July actually. And blueberries all around. And then I'm going to add an extra little something. So these are dried elderberries. If you suffer during the cold and flu season, I actually still have the remnants of a cold. These are a fantastic antioxidant and immune system supporter. And they're actually really tasty as well. They add a little bit of crunch to your food. You can definitely get them in vitamin form as well. To support your immune system, but I like eating just the actual berry, and it just adds the nicest little crunch. If you want something else that's going to make it a little bit crunchy, you can do crunchy peanut butter stirred in, or you could do some chopped up almonds, pistachios, walnuts, whatever floats your boat. Pretty much ready. I'm just going to finish it with a drizzle of Canadian maple syrup. It's not actually wine in this fancy bottle. This was available at Costco during the holidays, and it is fantastic, but no matter where you get it from, I really do recommend that you get a good quality maple syrup, because you can see I'm doing a pretty fine and small drizzle on top, because if your maple syrup is good and flavorful, you do not need a lot of it. So here is my breakfast. I think it's so visually pleasing. It's making me more awake just looking at it. I'm going to give it a little taste. It's so creamy. I really do like steel cut oatmeal because I think it heats up the best. I like rolled oats when they're freshly made, but steel cut oatmeal keeps in the fridge so well, so you can make it at the weekend and eat it all week long. Pack up my pre-made lunch that I meal prepped and head off to work.
So here are my secrets for meal prep oatmeal. Firstly, steel cut oats of high quality. Definitely buy them in bulk. I've had that bag longer than I care to admit. I go ahead and I toast the oats. I add cinnamon to the water, and I always cover it until it gets to around this consistency. And then at that stage, I actually turn off the heat, cover it, and put it on the back burner. For lunch, you can see I had quite the delicious little noodle bowl, and it's topped with the most wonderful marinated eggs, and it's actually a recipe from another channel, which I will link down below. So you'll need shiitake mushrooms, herbs, sesame oil, sesame seeds, and good quality dried soba noodles for my part of the recipe. And then to top it all off and to use as a sauce, I'm going to use both the marinade and the eggs from Sankyung Lungust's channel, which is awesome for Asian food. I actually really like to spiralize the vegetables that are going to go in the soba noodle salad. So I have some crunchy carrot and then some really delicious sweet tasting pea shoots. I love the flavor of these stir fried, but they're also really, really good raw in a salad. And the nice thing is they'll be almost a little bit too crunchy when you first make the salad, but then they will wilt and be the perfect texture when you have it as a work lunch. So go ahead and boil your soba noodles for not too long. You want them to be a little al dente, I think, and then rinse them. That's the difference with making Italian pasta. You want to rinse them. And then I use a small amount of the marinade from the eggs, which has a really delicious, salty, spicy, sweet flavor. Mix everything up and combine well, which will take a bit of tossing and tasting to reach the perfect amount of seasoning. And then all you have to do is serve it up, and I like to drizzle a little extra marinade on top, as well as some crunchy sesame seeds and some more green onion, as well as the cherry on the cake, or in this case soba noodle salad, which is the egg. And it's pretty similar to a ramen egg, but I think they're a lot more flavorful rather than just the pure saltiness of those eggs.
Work and fishing a BB off of the counter. So we, and by we I mean me, are going to have snack time. So I've registered myself for bar class. I'm trying to get back into like a regular fitness routine, and I have no rule when it comes to eating before workouts. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat because I actually don't like the sensation of exercising on a full stomach. But if I'm hungry, as I am now, and I've got exactly an hour before my workout, then I will eat something. So this is really tough to mix up, but it's a delicious combination. I'm gonna have to put in a little arm grease to make this work. I would use a blender if you don't want to have to put some effort into it. But this is peanut butter and yogurt, and I'm going to drizzle in a little honey once it's properly mixed together. And I'm going to have that dip with some pretzels. And these are really yummy. I'm actually not a huge pretzel person normally, but these thin ones are really crunchy and delicious. So I'm going to have a handful of those with my dip. It's going to be really tasty. Combination of protein from the peanut butter plus the carbs from the pretzel should, you know, keep me full and keep me going through my workout, because bar class is actually a lot more challenging than I feel like it looks like. It's definitely small movements and not like I won't get super sweaty doing it, but it's still really hard and tiring. I don't actually want this to be very sweet, but the peanut butter that I use is the Adams unsweetened. Gives this whole snack like a nice savory sweet kind of vibe. And so here's the end result. You kind of get this extra creamy peanut butter with a hint of tartness kind of taste. This may seem weird, but it's really, really yummy and really convenient. I'm home. I have my glass of wine just out of reach. Sorry, hashtag priorities. I do like to have a glass of red wine so often. I cannot, in all honesty, recommend this one. It's a Spanish blend called Vina Vista. It's mediocre at best, but it's rejuvenating me to cook when I'm pretty exhausted by now. So this is a really, really simple dinner. It's really more of a technique than anything else, but I've got some good tips for you. So these are 2 chicken legs, If this isn't frugal, I don't know what is. I bought a whole organic chicken on special, and then I chopped it up, made soup with all like the bony parts, and I cut the legs off to roast. So I'm gonna do a tray bake with them. I'm gonna do a bed of these great, really tasty little potatoes. These are also from Costco. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this whole bag, but I'll find a way. So I'm gonna chop these in half. I'm gonna chop some Brussels sprouts in half, just enough so that I feel like I can say I had a vegetable. I don't want to do too many because then it'll make the whole thing start to taste sulfuric, but just a little bit is going to be really tasty, and add some greens in. I'm going to do a Greek style flavoring, like a spicy Greek chicken. And to kind of enhance the acidity and spiciness, I'm going to add some of this Nando's peri sauce to the marinade. If you don't have this, it's also from Costco. It's really, really good. I recommend using a little bit of Frank's or just a chopped up chili as well would work, and then a little bit more lemon juice, because to everything I'm going to add the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 1 lemon. So I want this to have really good acidity and a lot of herbaceousness. I'm going to add 3 types of herbs in these bags. Frozen, I have rosemary, thyme, and oregano, and I'm going to chop this up. And if you feel like you often don't have herbs on hand to cook with, I highly recommend buying bags like this. Just toss them in the freezer. It's not quite the same as fresh herbs, but if you're going to cook with it and have it be baked or simmered in a sauce or a stew, it's just as good, and it's something I always try and have on hand. So I'm going to kind of combine everything. It's going to be all of this plus salt, pepper, and a generous amount of olive oil. On to the seasoning parts, the fun part. I've got my lemon here, so I'm just going to use my microplane and go ahead and zest that right in. If you've never had meat with citrus, it's a wonderful combination. I love orange as well in different recipes, or lemon zest. And there's something about citrus this time of year that just really wakes your taste buds up when you've been having maybe otherwise more comfort foodie type things. And make sure you finely chop it, because otherwise you're going to get big bites of rosemary, which is not good. So you want it to be fine enough that it's going to just melt right into everything. Your lemon juice, very, very important. And I'm wearing some of it now, but the rest will go in the marinade. Don't be afraid of a little bit of healthy fat or of getting a bigger bowl, which is something I probably should have done. And you're just going to mix everything together. And the last step that I haven't shown you is I'm going to crack open a big bulb of garlic, and I'm going to put lots of cloves still in their peel right on the baking tray. And then you get them in the peel and you can suck on them, which is why eating at home is a wonderful thing, because you don't have to do that in public. So here's my tray bake, and it is important that everything has some room so that it doesn't steam. I like to put the chicken on top and then intersperse a few slices of lemon, as well as the pieces that we squeezed. We're not going to actually eat these, but it's going to continue to infuse even just the air in the oven. So I'm going to do that, add my garlic, and into the oven it goes. I'm so excited about this. I have a little bit of like what's called marinade, which is just pure peri sauce mixed with mayonnaise. I'm Belgian. I like to dip my potatoes in a meal-like substance. It really doesn't need it though. This is going to be so flavorful. And you know how I know that? My whole entire apartment smells like lemon and fresh herbs and deliciousness. The chicken is so tender and juicy. It's got a really nice crispy skin on it. I'll be eating that with my fingers or off camera. But I have to say, if you're a potato lover, they're kind of the best part if you like rosemary potatoes, which are like, you know, such a staple, like a beautiful combination, the lemon and spiciness from the hot sauce plus the other herbs as well. Past 10 p.m. now, so it's time for some chamomile tea, which is still a little hot to drink, but really good. I love how floral it is, and it's such ritual for me, I guess. Excuse the dishwasher noises. I don't do dishes by hand, so everything that you saw from all of today is now getting washed in the dishwasher. Yeah, it's such a ritual for me. It just calms me even to smell it. And with it, I don't like to eat very much late at night, but a little piece of chocolate finishes off the day in a perfect way. So these are called Shock So Dark Chocolate Almond Butter Cups, also from Costco. Is everything I ate today from Costco? Possibly. I do really like shopping there. These are really, really yummy. The combination of the slightly salty almond butter and dark chocolate is perfect. So I'm looking forward to that. A little bit of sweetness to end the day. And then I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. I think I would like to do a few more what I eat in a days than last year, this year. So if you'd like to see that, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next installment. Bye!